What up, what up, what up? Welcome back, Team DWC. It's your boy TWP Popcorn. Y'all already know what time it is. 10 a.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. Saturday, 6 p.m. on Wednesday, aka, y'all already know the line, another day in paradise. If it ain't paradise for you, hey, get on your goddamn job and grind it out. Shit, I know I am. I love the grind. The grind is what made me who I am. Shouts out to my video sponsors. They back in the cut this week. I appreciate that. Y'all know we gonna go check them out.
Well, we do that by introducing you to great resources and fabulous guests all along the way. Today we got both. A guest is going to be talking about some fabulous resources that he's using so that you can help grow your health, business, and your wealth. Today's special guest has a greener thumb than old McDonald himself. The plants that this gentleman grows will make anybody say E-I-E-I-O. Now, when it comes to understanding agriculture, George Washington Carver has reincarnated himself in the form of a man from Missouri. When it comes to growing things, he makes the Jolly Green Giant look like a midget. It's time for today's featured guest, consultant and agriculturalist extraordinaire. This time, for TWP.
Hey, welcome back.
Just saying, close up to the head.
Hey, there you go.
Thank you for that great introduction. I'm trying to do what I can do. All right.
You start out with Foxfarm Ocean Forest Soil, not adding any additional amendments. So at what point do you add in amendments? Because eventually that's going to deplete, right? Did you say the 30, 40-day mark?
Right. From me using it just by experience, because I've only been growing. Next month is going to be 4 years that I've been growing, but I already have over 50 harvests under my belt. I was doing 10, 12, 15 at a time. That's how on my channel, the Seed to Harvest videos, which people usually know me by, as far as that channel, there's already like 38 Seed to Harvest videos on there. And plus, I haven't recorded every grow that I've done. So in 4 years, I've done over 50 grows. And the way that I do it is straight out of the bag, Fox Farm, Ocean Forest. This is when I'm using soil. And then on the calendar, on day 28, we're doing dry amendments. And for me, I'm using down-to-earth dry amendments. I know a lot of people like Gaia Green. I never heard of Gaia Green until Mr. Goodness Growth. And then when I wanted to get Gaia Green, it wasn't available in the U.S. It is now, but I use down-to-earth. And worm castings, 444, 484, Durham Bloom, super simple. And I was in the Army, and we have a method in the Army called KISS. It's really keep it simple, stupid, but people on PC can't say stupid now. So it's keep it simple, soldier. And the point of that is the minimum that you can do to get the job done and get a great result. We're trying to be as efficient as possible. So worm castings, all-purpose vegetable garden, that'll be just fine. And then once you get to flour, add the 484 in there, and that's it. Super, and water, that's it.
We have a lot of people here that tune in and they take notes and they want to emulate what some of the guests do. Can you give us specifics on how much down-to-earth 444 you're giving the plant and worm castings on the first feeding versus the second feeding and so on and so forth?
Yes. It really depends on which pot I'm using, because either I'm using the 3.9 or the 6.6 usually, but just recently, like I said, I did those 9-gallon pots. So it was my first time using like the big 9 gallons. But it's really simple. I'm not even changing it. 1 cup worm castings, 1 cup of vegetable garden. That's it. If it's a 3.9 gallon, I'll do half a cup. If it's 6.6, a full cup. If it's the 9 or above, I was doing a little bit over a cup, out of a cup and a quarter, something like that. And that's it. I didn't change it I do it every 4 weeks, unless sometimes, you know, the yellow one starts coming in the plants. And so you can obviously see that they're going to need some food before it's time. So sometimes I might do a week early, but I try to do every 4 weeks, but sometimes it's every 3 weeks. 1 cup, and I don't even change it throughout the next time that it's usually only going to be 2 times. You know, because the first 30 days you're good to go. The next 28 days you're going to be getting ready for flower, and then you're going to do it 1 time in the flower, because it's usually 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks, somewhere in that area. So you only do it 1 time in flower as well. And I do the same thing: 1 cup, half a cup if it's 3.9, 1 cup if it's 6.6, 1 1/4 if it's a bigger pot than that. Super simple.
Okay, so the 444 you're only using when the plants are in veg, and then when you go to flower, you're taking out the 444.
No, I'm sorry.
484.
No, I'm sorry. I use that too. So it's worm castings 1 cup, 484. 444 vegetable garden, and then I add 484 whenever it's in flower.
Flower only.
Right, just flower only is when I use the 484.
Okay, is that the top dressing right before flower?
Right, so I do, because I'm not gonna say usually, but lately I've been doing 2 months of veg. So the first 30 days they got covered by what's in the bag. Then I do the dry amendments. Then they go another month. Then I do the dry amendments. Whenever I do the dry amendments, this time whenever I flip them into flower, that's when I add the 484, and then they get 1 more time in flower. The same thing, 484, and then that's it. Because, you know, usually it's 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks until you harvest. Sometimes, I mean, I had some autoflowers that went 11 or 12 weeks. That was crazy.
This clip was brought to you by AC Infinity. Use discount code MrGrowIt15 to save on any of their gardening products.
Pick a strain, whatever you want, you can get. Indica sativa, never rolling plain Jane. I know some people, if you want dry 50, we ain't gon' cop any. Little mama got plenty, so many strain, pumping the flame, nothing but dro. 1 for the brain, 1 for the body, 1 for the soul. Running with strange, keeping the party under control. Up, away, flying, how far we gonna go? Smoke team in the building, got 'em is what the deal is. Recognize coming with Burns, Felix with Filling County boy, got the liquor. Casso was on the fader, Stevie came with the greenery, mixing multiple flavors, whatever you want, homie. Tell me when to say when. How about you and your friends? Come get with me and my friends and keep it real with me, girl. I don't want to pretend like this is a new thing. Really, that's what it's been like.
Shouts out to having good neighbors.
Yo,
At least 5. That way you can go check in on the 5th floor. Shouts out to Written from a Slumlord. Today's video topic, if I recall,
myself and my 3.
it's supposed to be how to handle more bullshit or something like that, but I accidentally deleted the first video that I was supposed to run. So, you know, it ain't exactly what I wanted to be. Good morning, April. Great to see you again. Y'all know I ran into her over at Heather's chat before we got in over here. You know, shout out to everybody for moving around networking. I appreciate that. Y'all know to go check out April every day. She's got plenty of content. So if it ain't nothing new up today, go hit the playlist. Shouts out to April, though, keeping it popping. Just like my big bro, Bronze Flat Power God, too. You know, go hit him up, too. Hit up everybody you see in the chat. You know, we got the cultivation channel in here doing our THING.
three friends, Ricky, Jesse, and Cameron. And we were all around 19. This was right after high school, and the four of us were looking for a house to rent. And we're trying to find a nice spot, right? Maybe a place up in the mountains, overlooking the city.
Fight!
Yeah, right. We really thought we were in Great Gatsby. Then our wallets reminded us we were about 7 price brackets lower.
Oh!
Yeah, that fast food paycheck was not hitting like it needed to for all of that. We were on Zillow, we had to click the filter button real quick and put price lowest to highest. Yeah, let's see what options they got for budget friendly. So we're looking from lowest prices first. I remember the results loaded and the options were not good. They had all the slumlord specials up there. You know, we'd see some house that looked like it was previously used for purposes other than habitation, and now they're trying to move it on to the next chapter. Yeah, they were in that kitchen cooking up, and I'm not talking about casserole. I mean, some of these places got closets for bedrooms, like Harry Potter's about to move in. I think I even saw Patrick's Rock on there. They tried to say it was a studio. So we're there, scouring through the trenches of Zillow, trying to thread the needle between something decently cheap but decently nice. What can I say? We were on the lookout for that hidden gem. We were at...
What up, Tamika Davis? Good to see you. How you doing? Hopefully everybody has a nice Christmas or holiday, whatever you celebrate.
The table with the laptops and notes out and everything. But eventually we come across this one place that looks promising. We see the photos, and it was more or less just a regular house, but the place looked decent and the price was good too. So we call the phone number, and the landlord company picks up. And I guess this company had a bunch of houses that they owned, so we give the lady the address of the one we're interested in and ask for a tour. And she said, yeah, of course, I'd be glad to give you guys a tour. Meet me at our office tomorrow afternoon, and we'll all go look at the house from there. So she gave us their office address, and the next day we all head over. Now, we all drove over separately, and I was still on my way over when Jesse texted our group chat, and he's like, guys, I just got here, and these people seem kind of suspect. And when I saw his text, I didn't think much of it. I'm thinking, you know, what does he expect? This isn't supposed to be Beverly Hills. But 5 minutes later, when I pulled up myself, things did not look good already before I even got out of the car. Because first of all, their complex, I actually almost missed the turn because I was like, no, there's no way their office is in there. Siri told me I arrived at my destination. I thought she was mistaken. I was like, Siri, stop playing around with my emotions right now. Because this landlord's office was in a certified struggle complex. There's no other way to say it. They had it wedged in between like a smoke shop and a pawn shop, and then every other space in the complex was vacant, and the whole plaza was falling apart. I mean, this whole building was on its last breath. It seemed to me like the landlord themselves could barely afford their own rent for their own office. And these are the people we're about to be entrusting our housing and shelter to? But anyway, so I pull up, I see Jesse outside already, Ricky and Cameron pull up shortly after, and we all head towards the office. So we get up there, we step through the door, and this thing, the whole office was actually the size of a closet. Maybe a medium-sized closet. You opened the front door, took 2 steps inside, and you were right there. That was the whole thing. That was it. But everybody's got to start somewhere, right? Look,
Yeah.
if Jeff Bezos could start Amazon in a garage, maybe the next great landlord could start in a shoebox. Although in this case, I don't know about a start. This seemed more like the end. But anyways, there was a window where a couple people were paying their rent at, a few chairs against the wall, and that was it. So we talked to the lady at the window, tell her we're here for a tour, and she tells us that the tour guide lady was still on her way, but she'll be here in a minute and to have a seat while we wait. So we're like, alright, no worries, although we did not have a seat because there were already 4 people inside, which meant the room was at maximum capacity. So we step outside of this pantry of an office and walk outside to wait, and we're outside just chilling in this little plaza. I remember it was like 110 degrees out that day. So we're trying to stay in the shade, just talking, when this car comes flying across the other end of the parking lot, and it screeches to a halt loud right outside the rental office. The window rolls down, and this dude on the inside, he just looks angry. And he leans out the window and gets straight to the point. He yells, he's like, hey, don't rent from these people, they're criminals. And then he sped off as fast as he pulled up. So this dude stopped his car specifically to yell at us that they were, direct quote, criminals, and then left. We were looking at each other like, what? It was like a magic genie appeared out of nowhere and then vanished. And at this point, we're like, bro, what even is this rental office? But we didn't even really have time to process that too much because right after he sped off, the tour guide lady shows up maybe 20 seconds later. So now she pulls up. She's sees us standing around outside and asked us if we were the ones here for the house tour. And we told her yes, and she's like, all right, perfect. I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late, but the house is just around the corner, so no need for us all to drive separately. You can all just hop in my car and I'll drive us there together. And we're like, all right, I guess that makes sense. And we all hop in her car and get going. So we're all packed into her car, and as we're driving over to the house, she's making small talk for the first couple minutes. And then at one point, she just very nonchalantly goes, yeah, so I just wanted to let you guys know ahead of time, before we get to the property, that the previous tenants, they never fully moved out. So just letting you guys know some of their belongings are still left behind, but just use your imagination and you'll be able to picture the place empty. So I'm thinking, alright, kind of a strange thing to say. Also seemed very intentional how she just kind of slipped that in there. And also, what does that even mean? The last people never fully moved out. What do you mean by that? But I'm thinking, what, a couch here, a chair there, they left some dishes in the cabinet. Alright, no problem. So 5 minutes later, we pull up to the house. It didn't take long to get there. And from the first second we pulled up, I just had a bad feeling. Like, nothing about the sequence of events that's gone down so far has given me any hope. But we all get out of her car. She's like, all right, here's the house. I'll get everything unlocked for us. And as
I love how they got that animated though, because you can look and see the grass just itself. The grass. I mean, the neighbor's grass is cut on both sides, because you can see over here is cut, then up there is cut. But they shit's horrible. Oh man, shout out to moving. I hate moving. That's the exact reason why I hate moving. Because now you gotta pay application fees, which makes no sense. Why do I gotta pay to apply? I should have to pay the application fee if approved. If not approved, there shouldn't be a fee. Because guess what? It's y'all job to find people to rent y'all house. It ain't my job to pay y'all to try to live there. What the fuck wrong with y'all? But anyways, fuck renting houses. I'm trying to buy properties. We playing Monopoly for real these days.
I'm standing there looking at this house, I don't know what to focus on first because there was a lot going on. Right off the bat, one of the windows just boarded up, had plywood nailed over it. And then when we start walking up to the front, we're having to make our way through the thickest weeds you've ever seen. This front yard was so overgrown, you could barely get through the front walkway. There's weeds almost taller than me. What is this, Jumanji, just to get to the front door? But we finally get up there, and she starts fidgeting with the lock, trying to get it open. And while she's struggling with the door, another thing I noticed was there were papers taped and stapled everywhere, all over this front door. And I was looking at them when I realized that a lot of them were actually eviction notices. It was eviction notices, random papers from the city, fines. They had a whole book plastered onto this door. And so I'm standing there out front looking around, and this was not the same house that they showed in the pictures online. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was the same physical property, but they must have hired Mr. Beast thumbnail editors to do some elite tier Photoshop work. Because, bro, I know there's no way we just got into your car and this is where you drove us to, talking about this could be your next home sweet home. You got piranha plants in the front yard. They made the front door look like one of those community announcement boards. But there was a welcome mat out front though, so I guess it all cancels out. I appreciate the warm welcome, but unfortunately, things would only go on to get worse. We were still on the nice part. Because she finally gets the door unlocked, opens it up, and this house was the most trashed house I have ever seen. I mean, this was the type of house that should only exist on TLC shows. You would actually have to try really hard to get a house to be this trashed. And by now I've put two and two together that the last people were evicted, and they did exactly that. They trashed the house as hard as they could before they were kicked out. Hey, they did a great job. I'd give them an A+, maybe even extra credit. And the strangest thing I noticed was that amidst all of this random clutter, there was rice everywhere. Yes, rice. There were miscellaneous grains of rice literally everywhere. The counters, the floors, the windowsills, piles here, piles there. I mean, the last people had definitely just opened up multiple bags of rice and shook them around like it was champagne. Our steps were very crunchy the whole time walking around this place, but it was probably all a farewell gift to these landlords who had just evicted them. But anyways, we walk in, they had thrown pretty much all of the furniture, trash, miscellaneous items from the entire house in one giant pile in the center of the room. I actually don't think my drawings even did it justice because the pile was close to touching the ceiling. Of course with rice all over it. And I could go on and on about just this first room. I mean, there was a broken table in the corner that looked like they were doing WWE. Where the living room turned into the kitchen, there was a whole strip of tile that was just missing, just ripped up, gone. So, yeah, when she had said, oh, the last people never completely moved out, it turns out that was just a euphemism for the last people actually got evicted, trashed the place before they left, and we just left it here during the tour to give you all a warm and inviting first impression. And this is just the first 10 seconds. We're only 4 steps deep in this place. So Ricky and Jesse went down one way, and Cameron and myself start walking down the other hallway back towards the master bedroom. So we're walking down the hallway, and there actually was less and less rice the further back we went. I don't know if they ran out halfway through or what. But we get back to the master, and the room itself is completely empty, but there are these giant black stains everywhere. There was a huge one on the ground right in front of us, covering probably 80% of the carpet. There were stains all over the walls. They somehow got it up on the ceiling, just of this black, brownish liquid that had just dripped and spread everywhere and now dried up and hardened. And the smell, the air was actually thick. That room smelled both musty and burnt at the same time. Cameron and I were trying to figure out, like, what even is this? Is this even safe to be breathing in? And we figured out, we thought it was old car oil that had just kind of been flung around everywhere. So we walk around the corner to the bathroom, and I couldn't even tell you what was dumped all over that sink. Something nasty left behind all types of purple and brown and red chunks and stains. I don't know what type of mystery substance. The shower completely covered in more oil. At this point, I'm trying to remember if one of those papers on the front door said biohazard, because I'm starting to breathe heavily. The air is getting kind of thick by now from all the oil in the air. I can't believe it. I'm at a house tour having to do manual breathing. The vapors got my eyes stinging. So we leave that room. We go to check out the bedroom across the hall. I reach my hand out to open it. There wasn't even a handle on the door or a latch in the door frame. I just tapped it open with one finger. I'm like, you know what? Y'all got it. I'm not even gonna bother. Let me go see what's on the other side of this catastrophe. So we walk back down the hallway where the rice starts piling up again, and we run into Ricky on our way to the front. He goes, yeah, I noticed they don't have a dryer out back, only a washer. I was like, bruh, is that even a top 100 issue on the list right now? Jesse from around the corner was like, nah, you guys gotta look inside the fridge. And the fridge hadn't even crossed my mind yet. I definitely had to see that. I was like, no, you guys gotta look inside the master bedroom. That is absolutely a can't miss room. So I make my way to the kitchen. I'm trying not to slip on rice. And at this point, it's just curiosity with what we're gonna find next with this house. So we get into the kitchen. The sink, they had a Jenga stack of dirty dishes. There's half-finished lunch over here, half-finished dinner over there. And then I walk over to the fridge, open it up, and on the inside, the whole thing was red. Hey, I'm hoping it was juice. I mean, it was definitely juice, but this house did make me think twice. It looked like somebody detonated a bottle of Hawaiian Punch in there. The whole thing smelled disgusting. There were a few other random miscellaneous food items and Tupperware left over in there rotting. And on the bottom shelf was a huge crystallized slab of whatever red liquid had just dripped down and now hardened into a giant solid mass at the bottom of this fridge. So right about now, I'm remembering on the drive over here when she had said, oh yeah, just use your imagination to picture how it would be. Bro, you better get the whole Disney Imagineering team over here because, my bad, I'm having a hard time forming a clear mental picture. And the craziest part about it was the tour lady was acting like this was normal. She was just going about business as usual. She's talking about, yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed the spacious hallway bathroom. I think that's a good fit for you guys since there's 4 of you. I'm like, what, is this just another Tuesday afternoon for you? Hey, we should have listened to Carman all the way back in the beginning. And after going through this musty, crusty tour, I could only imagine the things that he had to deal with. I mean, this rental company, they didn't even try. What did they think? They were going to bring someone through, and the reaction was going to be, yeah, give me a pen to sign the lease right now. Yeah, so much for a hidden gem. Yeah, that was a hidden gem that needs to stay
Man,
hidden.
that's crazy.
And I could continue to go on about this crime scene of a house, but we'd be here for 30 minutes, and I gotta move on to the other additional tragic situations that we would go on to find ourselves in. Because that house was far from the last of our troubles. So I will see all of you over in part 2 to continue the story.
Y'all already know if y'all want to see part 2, get the likes up. We'll hit it back. Leave it in the comments. Shouts out to Higher Desert Exotic. They got something coming up today. Y'all need to go check them out.
Yeah. So like Fox Farms though, like I noticed like, so if you're going to plant in some Fox
Good morning,
Farms
beat after
ocean
beat.
forest, per se, you plant a plant in there and you veg it out for like 2 months and you get that plant monstrous and you're ready to flip it into flower. Now you have to add amendments to there because there's nothing left in it.
Back up just a little bit. When you say you planted it for a couple months and it took off monstrous, do you know what's in that makes that plant grow?
Synthetic salts.
It's pretty much what it is, but it's ammonium nitrate. So they spray this ammonium nitrate on sawdust, and that ammonium nitrate is like acid on a fucking slug. So think of the organic biology that's in there. It's killing. They put that on there. You can throw a pile of that. It's called nitralized sawdust, is what the industry calls it, as an amendment to mix it, and that's what they buy. Roots Organic, a bunch of them do that as an amendment, and that's their nitrogen pack. And then they tell you they put a bunch of guanos and they do other stuff. They don't put shit on it. That's what it is, and that's the reason. The difference between a good quality soil and them, and you just explained it, is it shot up and it grew some veg and it did really well. But the thing it's missing is that now, like if you grew in my soil or some good soil, it's not always my soil, but the difference between mine guys and Fox Farm and all the case studies, Fox Farm with ammonium nitrate in the soil, that's up really quick. It grows quick, and it's for tomato plants. Just call it tomatoes, let's do tomato, but the same thing with the cultivars is it shoots up really quick, and it puts off a few tomatoes, and the wind comes and that plant has no structure and it falls over and it's lanky, right? My soil versus the same tomato plant, you got a fucking heavy stalk, you got this plant that just fucking sits up and does its thing, and it's putting off tomatoes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the difference, and why does mine do that? Because I have a living soil concept behind it. I want you to grow with bacteria. I want you to grow with fungi. I want you to do everything that is healthy in that plant. The last thing you want to do is feed ammonium nitrates in a tomato to your kids at the dinner table. If you once you know kind of thing. You know? So.
LA Times covered this. Former Commerce is a town. Took me a second to realize that. Former Commerce Baldwin Park official pled guilty in sprawling cannabis bribery scheme. Got a feeling we're going to be hearing more about this. We are checking out the brand new Spider Farmer SE7000. This is a brand new release, repping the exact same highly trusted LM301H Evo diodes from Samsung. This new design features a foldable frame which allows it to come out of the box as is with no assembly required. It'll fit in your tent with as easy as an unfold and a hang. If you want to check out this light or anything from Spider Farmer, use promo code PIGEONS420 when visiting their website, spider-farmer.com, and save yourself a few dollars off at checkout. Peace! And a huge shout out to AC Infinity for sponsoring today's video. If you're looking for some high-tech quality equipment for your tent, check out acinfinity.com. Whether it's their clip-on fans, the Gen 2s, their air circulation systems, or their lights, check them out at acinfinity.com. Use promo code PIGEONS420. You're going to save a few dollars off at checkout. You're going to help support the show, and you're going to get yourself some quality equipment. Also, a huge shout out to Seedsman. If you're looking for some quality genetics from a quality place, check out Seedsman. Use promo code PIGEONS420. They're working with some of the best breeders in the game to hook you up with quality genetics. Check them out. Use promo code PIGEONS420 and thank them both for sponsoring today's video. Two more former Southern California city officials have admitted to participating in a cannabis corruption ring, which bribes were funneled to a Baldwin Park City Council member in exchange for his influence in obtaining marijuana business permits. Former Commerce City Manager Edgar Cisneros and former Baldwin City Attorney Robert Tafoya have both copped to their role in the pay-to-play scheme and agreed to cooperate in an ongoing public corruption investigations. The two men secretly pled guilty last year to federal corruption charges. This became public knowledge when the U.S. Department of Justice unsealed their plea agreements on Thursday. The racketeering operation began in June of 2017 when the Baldwin Park City Councilor member Ricardo Pacheco started soliciting bribes from cannabis companies for permits to operate in San Gabriel Valley community. The sprawling bribery scheme shattered public trust in San Gabriel Valley politics and helped prompt the launch of a 2023 statewide audit aimed at curtailing bribery, conflicts of interest, and other misdeeds in the cannabis licensing business. According to the recently unsealed plea agreement, Cisneros provided $45,000 in bribes to Pacheco to secure a permit for a cannabis company. Cisneros was promised $235,000 in the deal. In November 23, Cisneros quietly resigned from Commerce, a city of 11,700 residents in southeastern LA County, and pled guilty to federal bribery charges.
There we go.
Tafoya similarly facilitated a bribe to Pacheco
Get my
to
choke
help
on.
W&F International Corp obtain a cannabis business permit and has separately admitted to evading some $650,000 in federal tax payments. He resigned as Baldwin Park City Attorney in 22 and pled guilty to federal bribery and tax evasion charges in 23. And it continues in regards to these two individuals that plead guilty to these bribery charges. In addition, former San Bernardino County Planning Commissioner Gabriel Chavez, who was also tied up in the scandal. In a November 22 plea agreement, he admitted acting as an intermediary to funnel bribes from weed businesses to Pacheco. Chavez's sentence hearing is in April. And there's a few other people tied into this. It seems like this has been going on, the investigation, since 2018. The FBI first caught Pacheco in 2018 in a 2018 sting operation that was unrelated to cannabis permits. Pacheco accepted $37,900 in bribes from a Baldwin Park police officer in return for supporting the Baldwin Park Police Association's contract with the city. That police officer was working undercover with the FBI. So then my question is how many other cannabis companies, permits, individuals have ties to these politicians, and how many people have gotten a foot up based on that bribery? It's funny because we live in such a twisted system already. We have such a difficult time getting quality products, pesticide free, from a quality, reputable source, someone who at least has the community's minds or interests in mind. Unfortunately, it's profit. So if these people did have the community's interests in mind, they'd be going after the quality, they'd be going after the product as a whole, safety, quality control, these kind of things. I'm kind of curious to see who else is tied into this. This is just an article from the LA Times. You know it goes deeper than this, and this is just the surface article. Which companies are tied to this? LA controls a huge portion of the legal cannabis market as a whole, across the entire country. So I won't be surprised if some of the biggest names out there are going to be tied to this article. Very interested to see how this goes. Now, you might be asking yourself, What does the most influential person to the culture have to say about this? You might be asking, who speaks the most about our product? And we need to get word of what they think about this. Well, I'll tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, Elton John says legalizing weed is one of the greatest mistakes. Had we just listened to Elton John, ladies and gentlemen, none of this would have happened. I know you are always looking for Elton John's take when it comes to legalization and the safety of weed. But the reality is that he's against it, okay? It was a giant mistake. It was a giant mistake. Jeez Louise, Batman. So, needless to say, that's the news, that's my opinion, and I'm curious what you think about it. Because the thing is that this is just the LA Times article. This is just what they were able to find in a short amount of time. At least these are the sources that are willing to give up whichever sources they're willing to give up. There's more to this, I know it. What do you think? Oh, the angel fly away from me, from this dark, cold hotel room, and the endlessness that you feel. Hi, I'm Pigeons 420. Will you be an angel for an abused plant? Every day, innocent plants are abused, beaten, and neglected. Plants. And they're calling for your help. Please visit stashblend.com today and join the nation in helping abused plants get an 8-ounce bag of Stash Blend. That's just $27.70, or 96 cents per day. You'll be helping rescue plants from their abusers and provide nutrition, beneficial bacteria, mycorrhizae, and love. You'll help rescue plants from their abusers. Call or join now, and you'll receive a welcome kit of a photo of a dude impacted by your decision. Order now and change a...
I like how Pigeons doing his marketing. Yeah, shout out to Pigeons 420. Y'all know to go check him out. He recently hit 100,000 subscribers on his channel finally. Appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, big cannabis moves popping. Big mintings. Shout out to Melinda Elliott. Y'all know to go check her out every day. Hey, that's how them ads gotta be, man. Yeah, said you guys are abusing your plants if you ain't feeding them from the Stash Blend. I like that. Make people feel guilty and shamed.
So this is day 3 of the KOV challenge. So one of the things that we're supposed to do is ask a question. And one of the questions I'm interested in is, what do you think about my channel? When I started this channel, I started it, well, for me, I'm a type A personality and I needed to relax. I have some disabilities that are related to stress. And it seems like people like them and watch them. But you guys tell me what you think. Bye.
Plies. If you don't sit your broke ass down.
Because my boyfriend had got locked up on me. I was 16.
I want my cornbread. You can't have my... I can't have it. You can't have my cornbread. Ah! What? It's straight. It's straight. You always trying to say something straight. I ain't got left my wallet in the house. No. Nah, because you don't never like paying nobody their money back. Ooh. Did you just look? Don't look that way. So me and Twin decided to do a hot box for 24 hours long, and this how it turned out. Bring me some tissue.
I'll really be busy. Now I got time.
Yeah.
I got scattered all across the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm finna tell y'all a true story. I did a show in like Japan when I was like 17. I put 100,000 in the bank. I ain't never touched it.
Tight.
They told me with the interest that it'll grow. If I just left it in there for like a year or 2, I'd have been lit. It's been like 17 years, and I ain't never touched $1. I know I'm rich as Big
You know what
Draco.
I'm saying? Like, it's so much
Uh-oh.
shit I done did throughout my career that I just.
What up, Six Bows?
I got land in motherfucking in United Kingdom. What else?
She said flip back around.
Draco was dope.
I got some land in what the heck out?
I ain't gonna
I done got high as hell this
I don't
morning,
know if I
Six.
believe that Draco. And
That was my second blunt I just
said
smoked.
you stole his song, you stole his beat or something like that.
Got as high as these guys in this video. They doing a 24-hour hot box.
Wrong with your chief?
She said flip back around, bro. What, I be trying to make sure I be on camera too. I ain't no floating icon, nigga.
Fuck out of here.
I
That
look
is
good.
not your beat, crazy man. What the fuck is wrong with you, Ply?
This dude funny, man.
You need to change your name to Lies, cause you a motherfucking lie. Nigga, you know that ain't your motherfucking beat, bro. What the fuck wrong with you? You should have just said, hey, bro, I'm broke.
6
Really
really.
hold something.
What you think about back there, man? You stuck as dog.
This was my first tattoo though, the loyalty. Cause my boyfriend had got locked up on me. I was 16. He got locked up, and I got that loyalty tattoo for him.
What?
I was riding for him. He got locked up. They gave him 10 years. I was riding for him for a year and a half. And then at his sentencing, I had to leave school to go to his sentencing.
A year and a half?
He was like, man, they gave him 10 years. Before they took him to the back, when he was in the handcuffs stuff, he was like, just live your life, but wait on me and stuff. I'm like, all right. Yeah. I was crying. I'm like, all right. He's like, don't get pregnant. He said that right before they closed the doors on him. He said, don't get pregnant.
I feel you.
I never did.
Pass the gas though. Can I smoke with you? we got eating and everything in here, twin. What you eating, twin? This that Chinese food from last night. You want some? Yeah, I want some. Nope. Eat what you brought. Do I look like giving you my food? You wrong, dog. I ain't bring nothing but junk food, though. Like some snacks and Stop being childish then. You knew we was gonna be in here hotboxing for 24 hours and shit. Hey, hold on, twin. How we supposed to use the bathroom in this bit? Look down there. I got us a bottle, twin. We only had one bottle, so we gotta share it. But what about number 2? Oh, anything above number 1, you gotta hold it to tomorrow, to the 24 hours up. Man, it's about to be a long 24
That's crazy.
hours. Yep. Man, that food good. You should have brought you some of this. So you really gonna sit there and eat right in my face like that? Boy, you a trill. That's all I'm gonna say. Twin. You know what time it is, twin? Then it look good too. Save me some if you don't eat all of it. Please. Just a little bit. Man. I'm gonna be ready to smoke again in a minute, twin. Man, I'm hungry. I want my cornbread. You can't have it. You can't have my cornbread. Ah! What happened? It was just a nightmare. Man, I'm getting too high in this. Man, go back to sleep, twin.
Y'all already know. Go check out Six Bows in his bag. Congratulations on getting that 100K views on the video. Yeah, I'm gonna get one of these days. I'm gonna get one of these days. Working on that too, right?
Man, look at them stars, twin. Man, look at them ones over there. Like it's shaped like a titty. You tweaking, twin. Ain't nothing up there look like no titty. Nah, for real though. You must don't see the ones I'm talking about over there. Dang, let me hit that bit. That shit smell good. Here you go, twin. You wanna go get something to eat? Heard. What you think about that gas, twin? It's straight. You always trying to say something straight, like you be smoking numbers or something.
Shit, I'm gonna wake up and it's gonna be done happen. What the fuck? When the hell did I? Oh shit! Probably 2 or 3 of them pop off at the same time, knowing me. That's why I be creating these opportunities, boy. Hey, that's one thing. That's one thing we do over here. Yeah, I said doo doo, nigga. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Hey. Shouts out to Rick and Morty in the back with the tent lit up. Hey, we putting them opportunities out there, though. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. I mean, Brusky sitting here chiefing with his animated stuff. That's something I would do. That's probably why I wanted to watch this video. I'm like, was that him and him animated? They got on the same hoodie.
You know I want.
I mean, I need some support like that.
Where your money at? What on? I ain't got left my wallet in the house. No. Nah, cause you don't be wanting to pay people. You don't never like paying nobody their money back. No. Here you go. Just gonna have to watch me eat today. Wow, you just gonna do your twin like that? That's a big. I ain't even tripping. You gonna need me, bro. On my mama, you gonna need me. You want the rest of these little fries, Clint? Yeah. Do you want the rest of these little fries, yes or no? You know I want them fries. I'm sorry, Plies. I ain't got nothing for you, bro. Right. Because you had that shit. This man is still going off about Plies, bro. That sound like soldier. You shouldn't have got him started. Dog for real. You ain't got no diamonds in your teeth. Dog for real, though. Dog for real. Pay you so you could go get diamonds in your teeth like me. And take that cheap. I don't even know why I brought it up.
He said so he go get diamonds like me.
Exactly. Tight shit. You're broke. We're gonna start calling you Lies. I'm sorry, Lies. I ain't got yeah. Hey, look, hey.
He said,
hey, Draco, let me hit you right back. Twin and call the play. I gotta call you right back, bro. You should have thought of a better lie than that. He know I ain't got no car. That was the only thing I could think of. He'll be alright. Twin, I gotta take a leak. Pass me the bathroom bottle. Bill, you really finna use this bottle in here with me? Yeah, that's what we got it for. I can't believe you really finna do this. You can't hold it. Appreciate it. Man, don't look over here, look that way. I don't wanna see that little weenie anyway. Did you just look? Don't look that way. I wasn't looking. We got the same thing. Anyway, dude, we twins. Twin, put that down there for me. Boy, I'm not finna touch that. Take it in the house. I was gonna take it in the house when we go. I was gonna put it in the toilet when we go in the house, just in case you need to use it. Nah, I ain't using that, bro. I'ma just Well, if you need to use this in the cup holder. Yeah, I'm good, my boy. Oh, man.
yeah, that's that weirdo shit right there, boy.
I'm ready to crash now, twin. We ate good. Well, I didn't ate good. Shut up, bitch.
He said I didn't ate good.
Crash too, twin. You got me yawning. Did you just fart while we in here hotboxing? My bad, twin. It had slipped on me.
This nigga hotboxing by himself. What did I say? See? Some shit you end up doing by yourself. You gotta roll.
We made it, twin.
The twin down.
That bitch ain't closed the door. Bitch, why you left me outside in the car sleep? My bad, twin. I had this shit bad, dog. You had me waiting 24 hours. Hey, bring me some tissue.
That's ridiculous. Shout out to the videos, though. Y'all know how I be when you supposed to be doing something with somebody and they can't make it through. They can't make it. Tap them out. What up, DJ is? Y'all know to go check out the big homie every damn day, multiple times a day. Hell, we got lives, videos, video lives, all that shit. Yeah, I'm laughing at that one. That's actually hilarious. Okay, the video sponsors is taking their time today. They're making a great appearance. Shout out to the Superfood parents. Y'all know to go check them out. Plenty of content to help you get your life together. It's gonna begin shortly. Watch, let me flip the camera back because that's what it like. As soon as I flip off of it while it's loading, it want to go ahead and load up before I flip back. And shouts out to that big homie Think Dragon. Y'all know to go check out my guy. He's been getting swole on while I get my roll on.
In the bustling city of Nutriville, a group of extraordinary individuals has emerged, known far and
Appreciate
wide
you
as
stopping by.
parents. They are on a mission to transform their families' lives through the power of nutrition, one delicious bite at a time. Meet Chef Lakita Marie, the culinary mastermind behind the Superfood Parents Playbook. With boundless enthusiasm, she welcomes you to embark on a thrilling journey to becoming a true superfood hero. But what exactly does that mean? In Nutriville, superfood parents are everyday heroes. These superfood parents lead the charge for better health, but not with capes. They lead with carrots and whole food fats like avocados. And instead of masks, they lead with mangoes and berries. Fruits and vegetables are the disease-destroying arsenal of heroes. Are you a disease-destroyer superhero for your loved ones? Fruits and veggies.
I know, right, Sis Buzz? I've been running this ad ever since the first time I seen it. I bet you damn near every view that it has currently to this day is mostly me. Yeah, I watch it at least every time I'm putting my playlist together. I watch it as I'm putting my playlist together, and then I watch it as the live's going. So, I be watching this video all the goddamn time. Shout out to my video sponsors. So I appreciate that, though. I like the little animation and all that stuff because that goes right along with my, shouts out to the shouts out.
Like Veggie Vixen. Are you a Veggie Vixen for your loved ones? Dedicated to ensuring their loved ones thrive on a diet rich in faves, fruits, and vegetables. Here's your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to guide your family to superhero status by reaching the highest levels of health and wellness daily. Become a plant-powered titan, a superfood avenger, or even a face crusader by earning 5 points for every food or vegetable eaten. It's a fun-filled quest where nutrition meets excitement. All of the digital details are at superfoodparents.com for the full experience. Superfood Parents has also created workbooks, where you'll discover the tools you need for success. These workbooks give you the heroic strategies to craft your grocery list like a seasoned hero.
Hell, that made me put together a workbook. Shout out to that playlist 2024.
And engage in mind-bending
178 videos. There you go.
Keep your family entertained and informed. So, are you ready to join the ranks of the Superfood Parents? Are you prepared to hone the power of faith and make every meal a heroic endeavor? If so, flip the page of the Superfood Playbook and let's begin your journey to becoming the ultimate superfood hero.
To become a sponsor, just visit superfoodparents.com.
Let's see, Six Bells doing her networking. Y'all know to drop y'all links. Hell, we ain't afraid of YouTube community guidelines. Yeah, grooving and grooving. I appreciate that thing, Dragon. You know how we do. We try to get some good information out there too, besides just, entertainment and educational information about cannabis. But we try to help people out when we can. Shouts out to y'all. 10 thumbs up in the building. Hey, somebody got to do it.
Legal medical marijuana grow.
Jorge Escavata. Hey, I appreciate you for coming by.
Rob's Review does not encourage any illegal activities of any kind and is not suitable for all ages. If you're over 18, you're okay. If not, please do not watch this video. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rob's Reviews. Today we'll be talking about exactly in depth how to use an AC.
I know to go check him out too. Bro be live every day. Appreciate him too. Great supporter. He'll come through.
Ideal temperatures and humidity for each stage.
Drop some comments in the chat. Let you know he was here.
So, cannabis plants like a temperature similar to humans, or a little warmer, not too dry, not too humid. For a lot of indoor growers, this is all you need to worry about. If it feels too hot or too cold for you in your grow room, it's probably too hot or too cold for your cannabis plant as well. If you grow in a room that's warm or cold, humid or dry, that is a sign that you may need to look into changing the temperature or humidity of your grow area. Generally, cannabis plants prefer temperatures in between 70 degrees to 85 degrees Fahrenheit
or 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. Range during the day when lights are on, but range when the lights are off, cannabis plants are happy with slightly temperature drops. When your cannabis plant is in vegetative stage, young growing cannabis plants in the vegetative stage like it a little warmer, in the 70 to 85 degrees, 20 degrees, 30 degrees Celsius, as we were saying, for that range. When they're flowering, this isn't for the plant themselves as much to ensure
that in itself is crazy, because then the plant's still probably just sitting outside. Hey man, you ain't been watering your plant, so I'll put it over here so I can water it for you. But you can see it's clearly outside, so you can't say I stole it, so you can't call the police. What type of time is they on over there? That's that St. Louis shit right there. You know.
bud quality, but
shout out to the show.
60 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, or 18 to 26 degrees Celsius. Slightly cooler temperatures in the second half of flowering stage help produce the best bud color, which is why I have dropped my temperature at night.
What up, Heather J? Y'all know Heather just got done with her crafting and chat over on her channel. Appreciate that. You know, we start off over there, then come over here. Shouts out to the 7 people in chat and the 10 likes, 710 somewhere, baby.
So let's get into these 7 essential concepts about temperature control. Ventilation is one of the biggest things to control temperature. Hot air should be vented out of your grow space if heat is a problem. I'd recommend venting it outdoors in order to not allow it to recirculate back into your tent. Fans, there's a big misconception of fans that they bring your temperature down. They do not bring your temperature down. They will recirculate your air and help level out any heat spots or hot spots in your tent to get a better reading. ACs and evaporator coolers bring down the temperature, and you guys can look into these online on Amazon. These are probably the only 2 ways to bring your temperature down, other than opening up your vent flaps at the bottom of your tent if you're using a grow tent. Strains make the biggest difference. Heat and cold bother certain plants more than others. The strain has a significant effect on plants' heat or cold resistance. So if you are in a region where you've got tons of heat or it gets really, really cold, I recommend looking into a plant that can handle either or, depending on where you live. Choosing the right light. We all know LEDs run a lot cooler, which is why I use LEDs. They can also help heat your room. So if you have LED light, remember that during the day, it's going to be a little hotter in your tent, even if it's a certain degrees outside. Imagine it being at least 5 to 10 degrees hotter in your tent when your light is on. When your light is off, then that just means that your temperature is going to drop, and you can actually use a light to help control your temperature. When you supplement all these things together, the stress of helping to control your temperature could get out of control. You can stress, your humidity can be going up, you wouldn't know what to do, which is why the AC Infinity inline fan comes in handy. And let's dig in deep on exactly how this thing works and how you can use it to benefit.
Shout out to the homie Norma G and everybody over at AC Infinity. Y'all know they've been doing their damn thing over there on the channels. They got their channel and all the channels they sponsor. Shout out to them. They a big part of the community. Shout out to the community, because you know that's what it takes. Yeah, well, we all here together, so we all might as well work together. Appreciate them for being great, assets to the community. I might have to get me some AC Infinity gear coming up, but hell, they might fuck around and send me some.
Your grow tent. There's a list of a few items that you guys can use in order to help control your temperature and humidity. If you want to use a dehumidifier, this you can use for raising temperatures, somewhat lowers humidity. Space heaters raise your temperatures and lowers your humidity. Air conditioners will lower your temperature and lowers your humidity as well. Evaporator coolers lowers temperatures and raises humidity. And dehumidifier will also raise your temperature. Humidifier will also raise your temperature. Now that also depends on what type of humidifier you're using. There's cool mist and warm mist humidifiers. And you're going to want to, if you want to lower your temperature, of course you're going to want a cool mist humidifier. If you're going to want to raise your temperatures, you're going to want a warm mist humidifier. And depending on the seasons and depending on where your tent is what's going to determine when you're going to use either one. For instance, me, I started my grow in October indoors, so by the time November, December hit and I wanted to raise my temperature and my humidity, I got a warm air humidifier, which is also in one of my previous videos. So before we get into dialing this thing in, let's look at how it is manufactured. We have a power cord, that plugs directly into the extension cord. This comes off the base unit, and it's plugged in right there. It's the power cord. Then you have this other cord which goes to the controller. So this comes out of the base as well and goes into the controller here, which what powers this. This does not plug directly into an outlet. Then this here is the probe. So this comes from inside the tent. Let's open it up. That is this. That runs outside and goes right here. So now that's how you set it up. Real easy. 2 cords. So let's get into exactly what we're going to need for our different stages of our cannabis plants. And we'll show you how to set this up. But before I do that, let me just go over the buttons. There's 4 buttons, real simple. You're going to be using this one mostly to go from different thing to different thing. Right now it's locked, and you unlock it with this. So this will just turn your display off, turn your display on. If you press and hold it, it will unlock. Now, we use this is the menu button, and this is the adjust button. That's the only 3 buttons I really ever use unless I want to lock it. So, high humidity, or excuse me, high temperature. Where do I want my high temperature set to? Where do I want my low temp set to? So this is your ranges. High humidity, where I want that set, and low humidity. If you press it again, it goes to your alarm setting, and I wouldn't recommend turning that off. I did that on my first night, and it sounded like my plants were on life support. Every 10 seconds there was a beep, beep, because it was out of range, which could be good if you live in an extreme climate, but I don't want to use it. Low temp, alarm setting, high humidity alarm setting, low humidity alarm setting, I have most of those off. Or set at such a high low temp that it's not going to go off. Now, if you just want your fan to be ran on, no automatic control, you can turn it on the on, and then you can adjust where you want your fan. It automatically went to 10, so I believe that's where it's going to stay. If you just have it on. Off, of course, is going to turn it off. Timer, you can set it on a timer. I don't use that function. The only function I use is the auto mode. Now let's get in and exactly how we use it. Alright, so let's imagine we are vegging on some cannabis plants, and we want to set the optimal humidity and optimal temperature for this AC infinity control. So humidity would be between 40 and 60%, and temperature 70 and 85. So 40 and 60 on veg. So let's start with temperature. Let me get back to my setting. High temp, I don't want it to go above 85, so I have it set to 85 right there, and you can control it just like that. Low temp, I want it set no more lower than 70, which as you can see it's there. There you go. High humidity, on veg, I would like 40 to 60. So this is at 55, we're going to bring it up to 60. Low would be 40, we're going to bring that up. And
speaking of Rumble, I forgot to record this for Rumble.
It's as simple as that. Now it is set.
Rumble Studios better get their shit back together.
Just like that commercial. Forget it. There you go. It's ready to go. So now let's say, okay,
I've been having problems with them. So
I'm in final weeks of flowering.
Just the studio. It won't let me go live for some reason. Not correctly.
80 degrees to 65.
So I'm gonna have to figure it out, but I don't like to test nothing.
And 40 to 50% humidity. So let's go down to the flowering. High would be 80. Low would be 65.
Said I don't like to test. I run experiments.
Now, as far as the humidity, it's between 40 and 50. So, high humidity would be 50. You can hear the fan just wondering what I'm doing. Low is 40. There we go. Now we're in flower mode. Now I have no worries. I have the alarms off because I don't want to be woken up at night. Now, as you can see, with this being said, now there are things that are blinking. What that means is the low temp is too low from what I set it, and my humidity is too high from what I set it. And right now the humidity is at 55. I have it set between 40 and 50, so it's 5 degrees, or excuse me, 5% above my humidity. You can see in the top right corner. And the low temp, which is the lowest temp I would like, is 65, and as you can see it's at 60. That's why those two are blinking.
So if I was to shut this tent, oh, there's the lovely ladies, by the way. But if I was to shut this tent, I'd like to keep it shut. I do have my bottom flaps open. I'd like to bring the temperature down at night, and it's a little cooler in my garage. As you can see, this is for the outside of my tent. This tells me the humidity and temperature in my garage, which it's morning time and it's snow outside, so it's staying pretty warm in here. 61 is all right. This is a probe inside the tent, which I probably no longer need this now that I have that, but it's good to have readings off more than one device, and they're at a different level. So you can see that probe is there, and the AC Infinity one is right there. But anyways, guys, I hope this video helps, explains the AC Infinity fan. It's worth the money, really quiet, a lot quieter than my other one. I mean, and I'm excited to start my next grow. I will be harvesting these ladies on the 4th of January, and I'm going to do a 30-day cure, so they should be ready to go, I'd say about the 4th or 5th of February. One last tip, and we will conclude this video, and let's get into it. One last tip I would love to end with for you guys. If you guys are still having struggles and problems with controlling your temperature and your humidity, maybe you should try to change your light cycle. If you're too hot during the day or too cold at night, switch your timers on and off cycle so your grow light is on at night and off during the day. Switching the time your grow lights are on will help equalize the day and night temperatures. It may even reduce your electricity bill, as some people get charged less for electricity used at night. Keeping your grow lights off during the day will help with heat, while your grow lights being on at night will keep plants warmer when it's the coldest. So just use that as a tip if you guys fail on trying to control by the other tips that I've just given. And I hope everyone has a successful grow. Again, thank you for tuning in to Rob's Reviews. I hope this video was informative. If you found it informative, don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button, that like button, and drop a comment. I will be doing more and more videos on a little more information on how to grow. I noticed most of my videos have been a learning experience for all of us. I have learned quite a bit, and I love sharing it with you guys, so tune in for the next video, and I will be adding more information to my videos on exactly what I have done to help my grow. See you guys next time.
Shout out to Wall Street Trapper being on 85 South. He's a regular over there, so y'all know that's all fam. Networking.
Even against no more. Family, man. I told you we're going to bring you in quarterly to make sure all our investments are up to par. Get some insider information. That's illegal. I mean, we're going to get some tips. And some pointers. You got no insider information. I got quiet on that. They lock Martha Stewart up for that. White women can't get away with it. Nobody can.
What did she say?
She had some friends who told her some shit one night at a party, and she moved some money around, and she wasn't supposed to do that.
Yeah, right.
Just lose the money like everybody. But I mean, more money after that too. She went crazy. I love her, bro. She's so freaky. What? How you know? She freaky though. You just see the post where she was talking about how they came and installed her pool. Oh, this shit legendary. It don't sound nothing like no goddamn pool.
Every type of cannabis explained, from weakest to strongest. We'll be looking at everything from the near oregano, low-grade flower that you probably smoked in high school to the most insane, near 100% THC concentrates that are sold at the top shelves of Cali dispensaries. Additionally, with the help of science and medical studies, we'll be categorizing each type of cannabis in the spectrum of entertainment, medical, creativity, and just plain old unhealthy. The objective of this video is to educate the public about the positives and negatives of weed in an entertaining way, but to do that, it is essential we discover how extremely varying different types of marijuana can be and why generalizing it as weed is good or weed is bad is just plain impossible. So without further ado, let's get into the weakest type of za there is, and that is low percentage THC flower and or CBD dominant strains. Okay, so I went into this video presuming you already know what THC and CBD is, but in case you don't, let's quickly summarize. THC is the chemical compound found in cannabis that makes you... When did Family Guy become so funny? aka the munchies, laughter, feelings of euphoria, and overall its psychoactive effects come from THC. And CBD is the compound that reduces anxiety and can potentially help against depression, although the latter isn't as conclusive. There's also two distinct types of cannabis unrelated to its THC percentage, called sativa and indica, with sativa providing more of an energetic mind high and indica leaning towards a relaxing body high. So when we are talking about low percentage THC flower, aka 1 to 6% THC with a high concentration of CBD, we are in the realms of medical marijuana, meaning this type of weed, besides pure CBD of course, is the least intoxicating and can be potentially helpful to people with varying mental health issues. Just always keep in mind, smoking anything is harmful for our lungs, and even though this type of cannabis can be considered medical, it really depends on the person, their psyche, and what issues they are experiencing. So now we know low percentage THC flower links to the medical side, but what about entertainment and creativity? Well, although this type of cannabis won't have you staring at your wall for 30 minutes plotting your trip to the kitchen, it can, however, still give you a different perspective on things. Unrealistic feelings of euphoria and cartoonish thoughts probably won't occur, but that doesn't mean your creativity won't be affected at all. You might not come up with the next Rick and Morty while under the influence of this gas, but you could come up with creative solutions to pre-existing problems or give you a slightly different perspective on what you're doing. Coupled with the high concentration of CBD, which could help you feel more at ease and reduce possible anxiety that might have been attached to you before, this type of weed is best for beginners or people who could be trying to reduce their weed dependency without going straight up cold turkey. And that's why it lands itself in the far end of the medical spectrum, but not so much in the creativity and entertainment part of the fucking thing. Anyway, moving on, mid-grade THC flower, the mid-shelf gas. I won't go over this too long, as it's quite similar to the previous one, but with slight differences. Mid-grade flower usually ranges between 10 to 20% THC, with varying levels of CBD, which general rule of thumb is for medical use, go with the highest CBD percentage, and if you just want to get faded with your friends and play split-screen Minecraft, get the one with the highest THC. Just make sure it still has some CBD in it, so you don't, well, green the fuck out. Why I say that is because contrary to popular belief, CBD and THC do not bind to the same receptors in our brains. But through various studies and my own personal experience, CBD in most cases can reduce the adverse effects caused by THC, aka freaking out, feelings of discomfort, spikes in anxiety, etc. That's why even if you're an experienced stoner, it's good to have some CBD oil or flower that can help you if you're getting those unwanted side effects from some high percentage THC cannabis. That's why it's always good to consume products that don't just have high potency and get you very faded, but also represent the full spectrum of cannabinoids. Something like today's sponsor, Not CBD High Potency 10 milligram gummies. These gummies are legal nationwide, and there are so many benefits to digesting instead of smoking. The most obvious being, of course, the preservation of healthy lungs. But what many people also don't realize is that by digesting the cannabinoids, they become stronger and longer lasting. So instead of having to constantly re-up to keep the good vibes going, all you need is a singular gummy and you're set for almost the whole day. And to help you make the switch over to a nationwide legal and healthier alternative, Not CBD is currently offering the viewers of this video a special holiday buy one get one free deal. Yes, you heard right. All you have to do is be at least 21, go to the pinned comment, and pick 2 gummy flavors of your choice. Then use my code CBDBRO at checkout and get one of them completely free. But now, back to the video. So this type of weed lends itself higher in creativity and entertainment, but a bit lower in terms of its medical benefits. Moving on, high percentage THC flower, aka premium bud. This is the point where we start leaning much further away from the medical side into the entertainment and creativity side. High-end flower usually ranges between 20 to 35% THC, and unfortunately most of this top-shelf flower is engineered to have very little or sometimes nearly zero CBD, which is why I said that this is the point where we really start deviating away from the term medical cannabis. But you might be asking, why can't I just get my flower with both high CBD and THC, you stupid Well, let me explain. Cannabis plants can naturally express high levels of either THC or CBD, but rarely both. This is because THC and CBD are derived from the same precursor, CBGA. The plant's genetics determine which enzyme, THC synthase or CBD synthase, is more active. In high THC strains, the THC synthase enzyme dominates, converting most CBGA into THC, leaving little room for for CBD production. To add to it, cannabis growers have traditionally bred plants to maximize THC levels because of its psychoactive effects, which are highly sought after in recreational markets. Over time, this selective breeding reduced the expression of CBD in high THC strains, as the two cannabinoids tend to work in an inverse relationship. So it's also unfortunately us, the consumer's fault, that super high THC and low CBD percentage is the baseline for top shelf gas these days. With brands constantly trying to compete with each other and providing the most mind-boggling high possible, there isn't really a lot of demand for high percentage CBD flower that still gets you very high. People buying weed for recreational use usually only care about the get you very high part. But I'm not saying that there is absolutely no place for this type of weed in the medical world, but it is extremely situational. The same way is inviting a friend out to have a couple drinks and watch the game on a Saturday night to alleviate the stress and anxiety from a hard week of work. This high THC flower can be a fun night to blow off steam and take your mind off real world problems for a while because, well, this shit could have you so obliterated you'll be using 100% of your brain power on figuring out how to tie your shoe, bruh. AK, this is imagination land. I'm kinda going off personal experience on this, but the artists and musicians I know seem to enjoy this type of cannabis the most, as it can completely block off the real world and enter you into this trance state where you are 100% focused on whatever you are doing. But CBD, bro, doesn't that mean it helps with ADHD and anxiety? In the moment it can, unless, well, you couldn't handle it and are instead rolled up in a ball on your couch focusing on defeating your demons. Anyway, multiple medical studies have shown that high concentration THC flower does not help against anxiety, depression, and ADHD at all. What it does instead is give you an escape from your ADHD, depression, or anxiety for a brief moment whilst under the influence, and even that doesn't come without a cost. As if you smoke too much of this high THC flower, or really any weed, you'll build up a dependency and in return feel even more distracted, have more anxiety, and increased levels of depression whilst not under the influence. AKA, if your friend claims to be smoking that top shelf Zaza for anything else than a fun time, he's either lying to you, himself, or he's just been smoking up for so long he doesn't even remember what it was like to be sober in the first place. So through everything we talked about, I'll have to place this type of cannabis right on the border of unhealthy and medical, with a very high level of creativity and entertainment. But now let's talk about our first non-farm to table cannabis, and that is hash, aka traditional concentrate. Hash, short for hashish, is one of the oldest cannabis concentrates made by collecting and compressing the trichomes, resin glands, of the cannabis plant. These trichomes contain the plant's cannabinoids and terpenes, making hash potent and flavorful. The potency varies heavily depending on the plant that was used to make it, but in general they can range anywhere between 20 to 60% THC. The biggest difference that me and other smokers I've talked to have noticed is that the high from hash, although quite strong, is usually shorter. And because this stuff is concentrated, 1 gram of hash will almost always get you higher than 1 gram of flower. The good thing about hash is, although it is concentrated cannabis, it is still natural. Traditional methods of making hash do not use any chemicals or solvents. Instead, they rely on mechanical processes like rubbing, sifting, or using ice water to extract the resin. Because of the wide variety of potency, it's quite hard to place this on our spectrum, but I'm going to put it just a bit closer to the medical side than the high potency flower, and a bit less to the creative side due to its shorter duration, which can make entering that trance state I talked about a bit hard. Other concentrates, 60 to 95% THC. Besides hash, there's like 10 different ways to get THC concentrate from the Zaza, some of which don't use solvents and some that do. If I were to go over every single one individually, this video would probably be like 30 minutes. And since there isn't really a huge difference in potency between them, I'll quickly summarize. Rosin, made by applying heat and pressure to cannabis flower, key for hash to extract resin. Live rosin, a solventless concentrate made from fresh frozen cannabis that's first turned into bubble hash and then pressed into rosin. Shatter or wax, extracted using butane or propane and then purged to remove residual solvents. Live resin, extracted from flash frozen cannabis using butane or propane, then purged. Diamonds, THC crystals. THC is crystallized using hydrocarbons and solvent-based processes. THC distillate, cannabinoids are extracted using solvents, aka ethanol or CO2, and then refined through distillation. Phew! And those are the most popular concentrates, which the most flavorful are usually live resin or rosin, as these retain the most terpenes. And the strongest concentrates are usually diamonds or THC distillate. But the reality is, unless you're like a super stoner, you probably won't be able to tell much of a difference between all of them, as every single concentrate is bound to get you absolutely bamboozled, unless you know, of course, you have an insane tolerance. The main takeaway from concentrated THC is that it builds up your Zaza tolerance very fast compared to regular bud, because of its high potency and usually shorter duration, making you smoke up more often. Which is why I will be placing them closer to the unhealthy side, but also the entertainment side due to the mind-boggling high it gives. But But now onto the strongest type of smokable weed there is, in my opinion, and that is infused flower, aka moonrock or sunrock, 50 to 80% THC. You might be asking yourself why infused flower is ranked higher than concentrates when the THC percentage is actually lower. Well, take it from me, as someone who has done both dabs, aka concentrate, and infused flower, the small difference in THC percentage really doesn't matter in this case. The reason for that is, unlike dabs or the Benjamin, which on average has a shorter duration than bud, infused flower gives you that insane kick of concentrate whilst also providing the longer effect of normal bud, which in my eyes makes this the most potent smokable weed on planet Earth.
Shouts out to him and Upstate. They've been doing numbers on YouTube and Rumble. Check them out both places. Y'all already know.
But because you won't be smoking up as frequently and in return damaging your lungs a bit less, I'll put it just a bit closer to the medical side, but still definitely unhealthy. Now for the last type of Zaza that is in a league of its own, and that is of course edibles. Infinite THC percentage. Why I rank Eddies as the strongest type of weed is quite simple. In the act of cooking cannabis, it turns into something different, something otherworldly, something psychedelic. If you watch some of my other videos, you'd know that I view super potent edibles as something entirely different than normal weed. I'd even go as far and compare them to mushrooms. And science has my back on this because when you digest THC in your liver, it turns into something far more potent. In return, when you go to the cinema and watch Oppenheimer, you'll probably be overwhelmed and geeked up. Watch the video on the screen and you'll know exactly what I mean. Oh, and because you're not damaging your lungs in controlled doses, I'd say this is by far the healthiest way to consume cannabis. So far in medical, far in entertainment, but not so much creative because you'll most likely be immobilized. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Watch this. This is another Wall Street trapper.
It's more fun being rich and on the street, bro. It's a lot of shit to do, so I look at it like they got more gangsters in the stock market. They got more gangsters in government than gangsters on the street. Right. They just got more information than us. Just like Chico said, we just don't got the information. And so if we learn how to play that game, I use it the same way as I use the streets. And so what happens is once I started making money, I was like, oh, they don't really got, they're not really smarter than me. They just got information. So the goal for me was to just go get some more information. And when you come from the street, you ain't scared to lose no money. That shit come with the game.
So when you say earlier, when you like don't believe in what Google said, how do you get your information on that it's false information out there?
So I don't really go to Google for information. I go straight to the source. I go straight to them. So we gotta stop being scared to read too.
Shouts out to that big homie. Y'all know to go check out DJ Is Daily. I already done told you. Yeah, you already see me over here vibing. What up, Seymour? Good to see you. Hopefully you're smoking good. Oh, but let's see. I moved that one plant out of the green room into the tent. Since, you know, I still have to show y'all what the ladies is doing today. Ladies. Because it's already had buds forming on it, so I went ahead and put it in a flower tent because, you know, that lady been through a lot. So it's time to finish this project. See if see if I can get anything out of it. Cause I've been dicking it around all year. Shouts out to dicking around a mother, but you know how that be. I got clones off it at one point in time, and it's a good smoke, so that's why I know to at least try to get something else out of her. So, like they said earlier, we be abusing plants, and yeah, we're all about that around here, because plant lives matter.
When I'm in competition, getting past, living fast, curious, staying on track, never worry when I'm spinning. Last better get in, back, ride from a dog, alphabeted on us, you gon' get it back, never split this pack. Whenever I witness cap, we ain't fucking with your fiction, facts, your conviction lacks. When I get up in my bag, I'ma spend, we ain't tripping off tax, clipping this tag, working on my wish list, cooking this cake, let me flip this stack. You a flash in the pan, while you relaxing, I can't, but deep in the pack, this a damn putting tracks in the sand,
What up, I am Green Giant?
people all clapping their hands, putting cash in my brand, keeping my octane high, my grade and premium, not 8-9 or 8-7, and when I run across state line, I'm 9-1, I gun it, clock great time, my time come, disappearing in the dark horizon, way I cut turns, I'm as sharp as diamonds, got them on tilt like a car's alignment, this is raw refinement, not a hard assignment, I'ma give it gas, give it gas, bitch.
Anyways, so like I was saying before I got rudely interrupted, I thought I restarted that song, but you know how shit goes.
The Wire
And we'll do that on Spider Pig later on.
follows the drug trade of Baltimore, Maryland, both from the viewpoint of the drug scene, the kingpins, the dealers, and the corner boys, and the police force out to stop.
I love how it ain't trying to mute.
Politics, administration,
shouts out to the computer for acting hard-headed. Click, clack, you gone. There you go. Anyways, let's see. Like I was saying a second ago, y'all know to go check out the Rumble. Shouts out to the Rumble link. Y'all know Team Deepwater Cultivating is just the company channel, which is just me on my other device. So, I be saying what's up in both places. Both places. But y'all know to go check out the Rumble. There's the link for you. I'm going to keep it easy for y'all today. You dig? Y'all always go check out the Rumble because, the video studio quality over there most of the time these days, because I be recording the videos except for the day when I forgot to hit record, but the Rumble be usually getting all the stuff anyway, so if I record anything, it usually gets put on Rumble right after it's done, so versus whatever the days are for YouTube. Rumble's usually cool. Like right now, I'm having problems with my studio, so I probably just got to kick it out of my phone and then re-download it again. I did get a new phone, so I'm having problems with my Rumble studio on that side, because I normally just be live on Rumble, because then I could stream it to YouTube at the same time anyway. So that's the good thing about Rumble, is once you get your studio set up and you know what you're doing over there, you can get Rumble to where YouTube and Rumble are synonymous. Shouts out to putting things together. We like that. And then Rumble, you can also stream to multiple other platforms also. So that's one good thing about Rumble, is they got it to where if you're doing your streams, it can go on multiple platforms easily from the Rumble studio. So that's why I said I got to get back and look into that this week. How does one forget to hit record? I was going live on YouTube, because see, I'm using my phone to do this vertical, but as you see, I'm sitting at my laptop, and when I started the videos, I forgot to go over to here to start recording. You see, you gotta hit the record button. Boom. If I don't hit the record button when I first start the live, I done missed the whole live. Yeah, I done missed the whole live. So later on, I'll just record the videos while I'm sitting here smoking and watch it again anyways. That's why I said it'll get done for Rumble, because, we got to keep Rumble in the circle too. But yeah, see, both of yesterday's videos are over there, because, the video I did for Spider Pig's on there too. So shouts out to the Rumble. That's why I said it usually gets anything I'm doing, and I can record it. So, but yeah, that's why I said you get the studio version over on Rumble. So, it's a little bit better quality, I guess, if the video plays right, because you never know. It might be jammed up and glitching on me. If that happens, that's all a part of the game. Shout out to going live, because we do it live, baby. Gotta do it live. But anyways, like I was saying about the plants, I had moved that one that I've been basically keeping as a mother and was cutting clones off of it, but looks like I skipped the last round of it. So now I'm gonna just get her back healthy while she finishes flowering out, because she's doing her own thing on her time. So I'm gonna just go ahead and get her out of there. But yeah, the ladies, the other these are the four remaining autos in the auto army so far that's in this tent. I got more germinated in there because everything else in the green room didn't make it. So we got some more work to be doing. But like I said, I ain't gonna hold y'all up. We'll just walk through the green room and I'll show you what we got going on as far as the going ons. You dig? So let's see. Moving into the green room. Like I said, today will be the day I gotta pull these seeds out of net cups in their final pots. As soon as possible, because that's how we do. Yeah, that's how we put them straight in the pot and keep them going, right? Shouts out to the strawberries, and then we got dragon fruit over here too. Looks like the flower on that plant fell off, so my purple flowers are still flowering. This one coming in up top though, you see them? You see them? We got garden indoors. You dig? That's what we do over here. Plant type Pokemons built out of Legos. We do that too. You see what I'm saying? We keep it growing, keep things popping over here. You know how we do. But anyways, y'all know to get back at me. When you want to catch up with your boy, we got them banner OGs over there too. They growing in nice. So we got some, like I said, we got plants in here and we got plants in the tent. We're going to keep some more plants popping too. So that's why we cleaned them up yesterday. Got them right back ready to go. Shout out to the clean ball washing video we did yesterday. We did a bunch of things as far as we did some videos, then we did some gardening, then we did some cleanup. Shout out to the cleanup. You got to include all the processes in the content. Shout out to the content being content. Y'all know to do what you do.